Autism is a lifelong condition, and the outlook is grim. You should consider putting your child in an institution. In 1997, parents of children with autism were likely to have heard these words when their child was first diagnosed. They had so many questions, but the answers needed to come from research. But at the time, autism research was taking shots in the dark. The target was clear. We needed to identify best practices to treat children with autism. But getting the path to that target was unclear. There were so many different topics being studied, and it was a long process of elimination to find the right path that would move us closer to that target. Best practices are identified through a process of research that builds on previous findings, but it needs rock-solid information to get started. And in 1997, we didn't have anything that was rock solid. Still, progress happened, and new findings emerged. And when they did, SARRC directed its resources toward the development of high-quality clinical programs to meet the needs of the autism community. Based on the research showing the importance of early detection, SARRC developed programs to improve screening for autism. Today, children with autism can be identified, diagnosed, and in treatment before they turn 18 months. Based on research showing that early intensive behavioral intervention is the single most important thing that we can do for children with autism, SARRC developed programs to teach parents how to access and implement that kind of treatment. And based on research showing the benefits of inclusion, SARRC had programs to teach children with autism the skills that they need to be included with their typical peers in classrooms and other community activities. The children who benefited from this research and programs were growing up, and they were becoming teens with autism and then adults with autism. Research started emerging, identifying the unmet needs of adolescents and unemployment rates for adults. SARRC developed programs to teach teens with autism appropriate social skills for the workplace, and when they're ready, our employment program can help them get and maintain jobs. And then research indicated the need for our latest endeavor with our sister nonprofit First Place, a program to teach young adults the skills that they need to live as independently as they possibly can. Thanks to good science and SARRC, the outlook is now hopeful, and parents will no longer need to hear that they should put their child in an institution. While we made a lot of progress in the last 20 years, the field was largely reacting to the needs of the autism community. Had we had better information 20 years ago, we might have had an opportunity to be truly proactive. Consider this. We've always known that the brain's involvement in autism is clear and undeniable. But it wasn't until recent years that science confirmed the brain differences associated with autism start in infancy, or quite possibly in utero. Now, this is a critical finding because it made us pay attention to all of the subtle behavioral differences that might emerge in the first year of life. And then we started to treat. Now, at SARRC, kids as young as 6 months can be in treatment. 6 months. But the approach is far from perfect. If we knew then what we know now, treating 6-month-old infants for autism might be the routine standard of care. And the beneficiaries of that early treatment might be much higher functioning and require fewer supports than anything we know is possible today. So how can we leverage this technology to study brains and shed light on the future of autism treatment? Well, currently, we can support kids with autism from infancy right on up to the point when they are living independently as adults. But what's next? They still have autism. Adults with autism become older adults with autism. What does autism look like in an aging adult? What are the unique challenges faced by individuals with autism as they age? We don't know. But to find answers to these questions today, SARRC and Barrow Neurological Institute are working on a new study of the aging process in autism. Take a look at this short video and learn more about this groundbreaking project.